I never really understood the big deal when it came to weddings. But since moving back home to Nigeria 6 years ago and getting married, I soon found out how big a deal it really is. But what happens once the party's over and it's just the two of you? I started to think about this. As much as I've heard about the romance of it all, I've also heard about the stress, the fallouts, fights, and everything in between. Divorced after 6 months, happy being a mistress, the 7-year itch, 8 years dating but no ring in sight. The topics were endless. So I wanted to see what regular people had to say on these topics. I've spoken to single people, married people, and counselors. Maybe if we're all open about our experiences, someone out there may be able to take something good out of this. And I might learn a thing or two myself. Hi guys, welcome to another episode of So You Want to Get Married. So You Want to Get Married is table talk where we talk about anything and everything to do with dating, love, relationships, sex, so on and so forth. Today I have two fantastic ladies on my panel. First up, I am joined by social entrepreneur Bilikis. Bilikis, how are you doing?
I'm fine, how are you?
I'm great, good to see you. And I'm also joined by fashion consultant Rhoda. Rhoda, how are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you for inviting me.
Thank you so much for being here. Thanks for coming, ladies. Now, today's topic is a very interesting one. Today we are talking about this. Do long distance relationships work? I feel like you're either for it or you're against it. Rhoda's already shaking her head. So before I get into it, let me just read out a few facts. It says that 14 million couples define themselves as having a long distance relationship. 10% of all marriages in the States, this is in the United States, started out as a long distance relationship. And the internet has made people more willing to give a long distance union a chance. Now, before I go to you, that just shaking your head, Bilikis, can you tell us a little bit about your story? Because I know that you started off as long distance. So tell us about it.
So I've been married for almost 12 years now.
Yeah.
And we actually met while I was in school. And it was over the phone, talking on the phone.
Okay.
And then our first date was, he flew out to see me. And, dating like...
So he was where and you were
He
where?
was in Nigeria and I was in the US,
Okay.
in Nashville. So he would fly out to see me and then we'd meet at different, cities, romantic getaways. And then we got married and then we continued as a long distance relationship. So I think we were...
Long distance
marriage.
Yeah.
For I want to say 6 years. So it was a long one.
Wow. So you got married in America?
Yes.
And then he went back.
He's
back in shuttling
shuttling.
forth.
And then I was always in the US, either working or in school.
Yeah.
And then we were I had kids and
Wow.
it was a
So
long distance.
what kind of made you decide to, or was it just the way life goes that you came back to live in the same country?
Yes. So we were I think it was hard. It was, don't get me wrong, it was really hard.
Yeah.
But I wanted to come back to Nigeria, just to start my business. And also just to be close to my family and to him.
Yeah.
But that was one of the factors. But I while we were doing it, it was okay, I guess.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's it's one thing to do a relationship, it's another thing to do a marriage.
Yeah.
That's really commendable, honestly speaking.
It's crazy,
you guys
man.
were dating, you didn't think at any point you wanted to this is not worth it.
Of course, every time, every day. Of course, in every marriage, even if you are together, you have moments when you're over this guy.
But I feel like when you're together, you have a reason to stay. You're seeing the person. If you have issues, you can talk about it face to face.
I think also when you're married, you're not just going to be like any small argument or whatever, this long distance thing is long. I think then it's more serious. So you're likely to put in more work, I think.
When you're doing long distance?
Yeah, if it's a long distance marriage.
But because the person is not there to annoy you physically. So you just be like, okay, well, stay where you are.
And
okay, so what would you say were what are the advantages of being in a... Yeah.
I would say, people always tell me, you're so lucky, you don't have to see him. So if he's annoying you, you don't have to deal with his
there's that
crap.
Yeah. And
then there's also the fact that even if you have issues, when is the time that we're supposed to be together, because he used to come maybe once a month or once every 2 months, everything else will stop. And we'll have go for dinner, go for lunch. It was very romantic. We'll spend 24 hours together. And so there's no fights. Try not to fight. Try not to do anything that would mess up the time, and just try and enjoy each other. So that was that. But and And one of the things that I think I learned is just to be myself and be happy with myself. Because, you know, as a wife or as a woman, you want the husband to always be there with you. Most people want their husband, it's like they are twins, you know, and you have to be your own person. You have to have your own friends. You have to have your own life.
Yeah.
So that forced me to do that.
Okay.
And it's helping me now.
So, Rhoda, I mean, when I was talking, I just said the topic. Rhoda was like, no, what is your opinion on it? So I guess you think, no, it doesn't.
I mean, well, unfortunately, I've had friends who have done long distance relationship and it always like bounced back.
Yeah.
And personally, I wouldn't ever do a long, no. Anyway,
you're married now.
Exactly, but I wouldn't do, I've never wanted to do, or I've never been interested in the idea of, I mean, not that the proposition had not come up once, but I've always been like, look, personally, I'm the kind of person that, unfortunately, if I don't see somebody long enough, you know, I tend to forget. So for me, out of sight is out of mind. Yeah, unfortunately. So, I mean, I can't be in a long distance relationship with someone. I need to read physically the emotions. I don't want to always hear it on the phone or read it somewhere. I need to, you know, read because I like physical, you know, so.
What would you do if, and this is obviously just hypothetical, your husband gets a job, like some great opportunity in Japan, and for you, let's say what you're doing now, even though you can do it anywhere, what you're doing now, let's say it wasn't feasible in Japan, and you now decided, okay, for a period of time, you guys would do long distance. What would be your take on that?
Japan is like, I mean, they have like...
No, it's fashion. Yeah, so that's why I said, let's say Japan wasn't, you know, like a fashion capital or whatever. Let's say, you know, Tokyo wasn't...
It's funny you thought about Japan. Why didn't you think about US or UK?
No, I just thought Japan because it's far. But forget about the place. Let's say it was to move somewhere.
The good thing is that...
Let's say it was Iceland.
Okay, but then again, I've already known my husband before then.
Yeah.
And then we've been connected physically in some way for like a number of years.
Okay.
So, I mean, I guess it would not be so hard to be apart for a while. It's not as if we're just getting to know each other. Okay. We basically know each other anyway. So if we're apart for like 6 months to maybe a year on and off seeing each other, it's not going to be so bad as I'm just getting to know someone and I'm getting to know you over the phone, or maybe we've met casually and then you're going back to base, or that's your base and this is my base, and then we're trying to figure out which base will suit each other.
Yeah, I think I disagree because, you know, like you mentioned, the internet has changed everything. Yeah. Many people now meet themselves over the phone or over the internet, and
internet has ruined everything. Not changed.
No, it's changed.
Well, for long distance, it helps. Compared to before, where now you have FaceTime. Before you couldn't see anybody.
You couldn't see anybody. You couldn't see, like, you have Skype now. You have WhatsApp video, and then you look at. I mean, I remember my professor in school. His wife. Many Indian couples, like, they don't meet each other until like the day they're getting married.
Marriages, yeah.
You know, so what is it about knowing somebody? You are meeting the person, and that's the day you're going to marry them. You know, I think for us, like, we've just become very, like, marriage is very, very, like, romantic and all that. It's not like, it's about...
For me, it's not really about the romance. Do you know what I mean?
It's like, for me, I think it's a commitment. If you are married to someone and you say, or you are dating someone and you say, look, I'm committed to this relationship, I'm not going to give up, or I love this person, then no matter what, I think you will make it work, I think.
Okay. I feel like long distance kind of puts stress on issues like trust. Of course. It puts stress on like your emotions. Do you understand?
Yeah, I mean, I was going to come to that because I was in a long distance relationship many years ago, which clearly didn't work, and it was terrible. But no, it just wasn't for me. But what I found difficult was it wasn't. I think, you know, being away was fine, but the issue was reconnecting. You've been away for so long, and then you now see the person. How do you reconnect? And then what's it like when the person now has to leave again?
I think I guess maybe I'm like emotionally, I just got used to it. You know, it's like, you don't have to, like, of course the hard part is when you have to say goodbye and the person gets on the plane and goes. Yeah. But then you have phone, you have email. Because, I mean, romantic things, send each other flowers. He used to send me flowers, like, so, you know, this kind of thing. So you try to keep it interesting. And for me, it's like, I realize that my world doesn't revolve around this person.
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
You know, because I have to have my own life. And it forced me to have my own life. Because I can get very needy, and, you know, I think if me and my husband were married, we would have broken up, because I would be like that wife that would show up at his office and like, oh, let's go have lunch together. Like, I want to see you every day. Yeah. But now I'm used to, like, okay, not seeing him, and I'll do my own thing. You know, so I think you just have to get used to it.
I think you're lucky that you found, or you're with someone who was committed to you. In many scenarios, and it happened to people who are really close to me, you find that the person that you're in a long distance relationship with is also it probably not even be cheating. You are the one that is the side whatever, or whatever it is. But you don't know because they have someone serious close enough to them that they know personally. My friend has gone to the US to see a guy that she's been with long distance wise for like a year and a half. You know what I mean? And then she got to his house in Houston, and then
like a surprise.
No, I mean no.
To go to house
she got to his but he knew
she was
coming.
Okay.
And then she went to his house in Houston, and then they were together. The very first night, the main wife came because somebody told her that your Baba has brought a girl to the house. So, and then she thought that the other guy, the person that came, was a side chick, only for her to. After they had pulled wigs and then maybe the police, because neighbors called the police, and when the police came and listened to the story, she now realized that I'm the one. This one has been with him.
She's the one that has the issue.
This girl has been here for 5 years and they live in the same town. I'm the one that he met in Nigeria. No, not he met in Nigeria. Somebody hooked us up. I think a cousin of his hooked both of them up online. Like, I have a friend who is single, who's looking for a guy. Or I have a cousin who is single, who's looking for a girl. Why settle down?
How is that an issue with long distance relationship? I don't see the issue. I mean, what about the wife? How would she feel? It's just a guy, just a cheater.
My point is that it's still a long distance relationship. You're in a long distance relationship with someone who you think, and you're hoping that it might result in something long-lasting.
You're saying because you are not around, it's harder to figure.
I mean, let's forget the cheating thing.
But the wife was around and she didn't figure it. This is my point.
She's not the wife, but the other girlfriend. But my point is not even the cheating. My point is that with long distance relation, even sometimes when you're with someone that is close to you, sometimes you don't know their deeper secrets, you don't know their other side. How much more with someone who is far away? You don't know if the person is a fraudster.
Exactly.
You don't know if the person police is looking for him.
Yeah.
You don't even know if you're in a long distance relationship with someone who's in prison and they have access to Skype. Exactly. They have access to the internet and they have access to phone calls. And the person is in prison calling you and Skyping you from the garden. I don't know. And you're just like, I have a boyfriend in the UK. UK where? UK prison.
Do you know many men that like their wife?
So you're just lucky.
Do you know many men that are gay? That their wives find out that they're gay and they're living in the same place.
So it's even worse. It's even worse.
It's not worse.
Wait, okay, ladies,
to me, I don't think it's worse.
Sorry. Oh my gosh. All I've just got is Skype and prison. And all I was thinking was of an inmate there. And then like, I now see like 10 people in the background. And she's like, baby, what this? Oh, just my friends are over for a party.
They have, like very good prisons. We can be in the gym like, I'm in gym, but and you might be Skyping from prison.
But they're all wearing the same uniform.
No, but you can take off his prison uniform and wear like tons. And you're like, my husband in the
that
gym.
Girl didn't want to find out if that ever happens.
No, he's working out in prison. He's not a gym
She was
instructor.
in denial.
No, she didn't know.
The thing is, I get both points. I think you're right. It's in a long distance relationship, it's harder to, maybe if you were with that person, you would be more clued up and you would notice if the person is cheating on you or whatever, granted. But Biliki's also has a good point in the sense of whether you're there or not, the person's probably going to do it anyway.
Cheat. And women,
it's not just cheating. I'm just saying that vices in general.
Yeah.
When you're close
so
to
you
someone,
don't know what exactly they're about.
But you know something about women, like one thing I've done, we have we're like, I want to say we're like, the best word is like we are witches. We know, as a woman.
That gut feeling?
That gut feeling. If you have that gut feeling, that your friend had it, she probably ignored it. The alarm will ring. And if you are not listening to the alarm, then that's the issue. And of course, people shouldn't be getting serious when you are not doing due diligence. You've not visited him. Don't
certain things.
But follow up and see if he's really married.
I don't think she had gut feeling because no random guy, dating online or dating over whatever for over a year and a half will pay. We're like, I really need you to come. I really need you to come. I really need you to come, and he pays for your ticket to come. You think that? As a woman, you think that this guy really serious, really wants me to come over, and he's paying for my tickets, and like, you understand? He's spending money, he's investing in me, come to spend time with him. You know what I mean? So you won't immediately think that the person
is cheating.
Yeah.
I've seen so many cases.
That's the thing.
It's if the guy is playing pranks like, I can't talk right now. Or all this funny attitude like, you can only call me a certain time. Then you now start having girlfriend. Maybe he's cheating or not.
The thing now is that
he
what
was
is really
clean.
shocking.
Sorry?
I said the thing now is that what can really shock, because now you hear so many of these stories, but man, this debate got heated, but we've unfortunately run out of time on this segment. So it's time to go to our question of the day. And you guys remember at home, you can join the conversation. All you have to do is send a message to our social media handle or our email address that's on the screen right now. And what do you think? Do long-distance relationships last? So time for our question of the day. And here we go. It says, I recently started dating one guy that I've been eyeing for ages. Everything was going well until I told him my best friend is a straight guy called Tunji. I've known Tunji for years and we do everything together. We're so close that I can literally share his bed, eat from the same plate, and even change in front of him.
Okay.
Despite our closeness, I can categorically say that nothing has ever happened between us. There's no physical attraction there at all. I can't even imagine being in a relationship with him. Tunji even has a girlfriend, Sif. I told my boyfriend about mine and Tunji's unique relationship. He was a bit uneasy, but I explained that he has nothing to worry about. So one day I FaceTimed my boyfriend whilst I was in Tunji's room and he had no shirt on. My boyfriend flipped, and to this day, I don't understand why he dumped me. I mean, I told him there's a difference between close male friends and friends with benefits. Tunji is a close friend. The fact that I can call him whilst I'm with Tunji proves I have nothing to hide, right? Is it wrong to have a close male friend?
I think there's a line.
She said she changes in front of him.
Is the girl a foolish?
First of all, it's disrespectful to the boyfriend. It's very disrespectful to the boyfriend to be. If you really love this guy and he's not comfortable with this relationship, there's a way you draw the line,
Yeah.
Not changing in front of the guy.
Do unto others as you want others to do unto you.
Exactly.
Tunji has
So
a
if it was-
girlfriend.
Exactly.
Yeah, and you are now changing in front of somebody else's boyfriend.
Exactly.
And you think there's no karma
It's
in
just
that.
disrespectful.
No, the girl is wrong.
And also, how would
dead
she
wrong.
feel if her boyfriend was
Yeah.
doing
Doing that
that?
to somebody else. It's
No,
just
she's not.
disrespectful.
She's just trying to like get with Tunji, but she doesn't know how
Find an
to
excuse
tell
to
him.
be stupid.
You know, exactly.
Yeah.
sorry to the girl.
Yeah,
No
but
offense.
So,
It's an
well, I
excuse.
hope that helped. Any other comments? I mean, I just think, I think she probably needs to learn boundaries. I think she doesn't get, I feel like maybe this,
I think
I
she's
feel
probably
like
so young. She's
maybe this is her first boyfriend
yeah, it
or
sounds
something.
very immature.
Because she's like, oh, but I don't understand. Like, I'm making it all open. So it's open. So, but also in your openness, you don't know that you might be giving a chance for something else to occur. If you're saying you can sleep in the same bed, what if one day, in the same bed, he just rolls over on top of you? You know what I
And
mean?
you say it's rape.
Exactly.
Oh,
and then
that's
it's
a
not-
whole nother episode. But all right, guys, thank you so much. It's been a great
Thank you.
episode. I really,
Yeah.
really enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll see you sometime soon.
Yeah, sure, for sure.
All right, that's it for another episode of So You Want to Get Married, and we will see you next time. Take care. Bye.